everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Louise from The Dusty Jacket. Today I'm here with speech therapist Robin Veldman, and she's going to be talking about 5 books to help teach nonverbal communication. So Robin, tell us what you do.
As a speech therapist, I work with kids who have a variety of communication challenges, and I use books regularly to teach different skills. But today I'm going to talk to you about how I use books to teach nonverbal communication skills.
Why is nonverbal communication so important?
Nonverbal communication is a big part of how we communicate with others. So we use facial expressions, body language, conversational gestures, and tone of voice to either replace words or give extra meaning to our words. Experts say that 70% of communication is actually done through nonverbal communication. So if you have a brain that is wired differently and is not naturally picking up on these cues, then you'll end up missing quite a lot in communication with others.
Can kids pick up on these cues by themselves?
Some kids won't learn to use these cues on their own, and so I work with kids to help recognize and interpret and use nonverbal communication.
Why do you like to use books to teach these specific skills?
Books provide a static situation that can be studied, which then allows learning to happen.
So by static, you mean frozen in time?
Yes. So in real life, nonverbal cues are happening and changing so quickly that sometimes kids have trouble noticing, much less interpreting nonverbal cues. So books with really good illustrations give us a great place to start. Also, it may not be obvious, but nonverbal communication and emotional inferencing is important for reading comprehension. This is something that many of the kids that I work with struggle with, so book reading allows us to work on both nonverbal cues as well as understanding stories.
Robin, you actually have 5 specific books that you're going to be talking about today.
I have 5 books by Macarone and illustrated by Betsy Lewin. This is a collection of books that I love to use when I teach kids how to recognize nonverbal communications such as facial expressions and gestures. There are a lot of great books for kids, but not all of them work easily for the purpose of teaching nonverbal communication. Over the years, I've collected books that work well for this purpose, but I keep going back to Macarone with Betsy Lewin's illustrations. 2 things really set these books apart. First, there is a simple story that follows a clear emotional arc for the character. It assists with the understanding of the story. Second are the fantastic illustrations that clearly depict facial expressions. These books are my favorites because of the illustrations and the simple stories. In these books, the main character encounters a simple problem, like not having lunch or not being able to find something for show and tell, or missing parents at a sleepover. So the characters experience different emotions that we can clearly see in the illustrations. These books feature human characters as opposed to animal characters, which allows for more detailed facial expressions, and I also like the diverse representation.
What kids can benefit from these books?
All kids can benefit from these books, but I like to use them with kids who have challenges with their social learning and communication that might impact the way they're interacting with others or impact their reading comprehension. These might be kids who fall along the spectrum of neurodiversity, such as autism or ADHD, or other developmental differences.
What age groups do you use these books with?
Preschool through early elementary.
How would you present materials like this to a kid?
So it depends on what skill a child is starting with. If they're starting at the very beginning, we might work on looking at the illustrations in the book and talking about the facial expressions, in particular talking about the different facial features that signal different emotions. For example, I might point out this illustration and say, look, I see eyes open, mouth open. That means surprised. Or I might look at this picture and point out, look, I see tight eyebrows, tight eyes, tight mouth, tight body. That means mad or angry. You can see how Lewin's illustrations are clear enough that you can see specific facial features in her pictures. If a child is a little further along in therapy, I might ask them to name the facial expressions and emotions they see in the pictures, or talk about why a character is feeling that emotion, or maybe to demonstrate that emotion themselves by imitating the pictures. If a child is working on reading comprehension skills, then I might have them really work on understanding the emotional arc of the story by seeing how a character's feelings change throughout the story.
This has been really fun and informative. If people want to know more about you or want to get in touch with you, how can they contact you?
People can visit my website at www.robinveldmanspeech.com.
Well, that's it. All of the books that Robin's discussed will be included in our description box should you want any additional information. And if you enjoyed this video and want Robin to come back, will you come back?
I'd love to.
Let's get Robin back by clicking on the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell so that you're notified when videos just like this one become available. Again, thanks for watching, and I look forward to bringing Robin back, and I also look forward to bringing back some old titles so that you can make new memories, because any time is a good time to dust off a new favorite. Want to say it with me?
Keep reading!